Hi, I'm Kyle, and on behalf of my co-authors and I'm presenting the paper Context-Aware Question-Answer for Interactive Media Experiences. As video streaming increases in popularity, there is a growing demand for new and innovative ways to present video. To this end, we investigated the possibility of using existing question-answering models to grant interactive context-aware question-answering capability to video content. To make things clear right away, when we talk about context awareness here, we mean that when you ask a question, we consider the context in which you asked. For instance, if someone asks you what you've had to eat, you would not look through a list of everything you remember eating in your life. Instead, you'd probably answer with what you had to eat today. In films, we would be interested in where the question was asked to gain that context. Now that we understand what we mean by context, we can look at the current state of things. Question answering models have become quite good in the last few years. The BERT model has had lots of success on a large variety of tasks. More recently, the unified QA model has been shown to be effective at solving multiple different types of questions without any extra training. Answering questions, however, does not solve the problem of context awareness in media alone. We fail as soon as there are multiple answers to questions that depend on the context. For instance, in the pictures to the right, we see the character Ella in two different settings, her bedroom and a castle. We need different answers for both of those if we ask, where is Ella? So the big question then is, can we create something that we can utilize for the location of a user in a video to answer questions in a context-aware manner? To do that, we created a system that utilizes what we get from the user when a question is asked. A question and a timestamp correlating to the user's position in a film are the inputs to the system. The context analyzer determines the tense, past, present, or future of the question. From here, the question, tense, and timestamp are sent to the stage QA controller. This is really the brains of the system, which uses the tense of the question and the timestamp to control the flow of the text materials. Inspired by how humans often look for information, we organize the materials from summary level detail to in-depth screenplay level detail. The text corresponding to different scenes is fed to the document ranker according to the question tense and the location in the video, and thus provides the context. In the end, if a passage is found, we send the question and the passage to the question answer model to get an answer. This answer is then passed to a language smoother, which is intended to find grammatical mistakes so that the user gets a more polished answer. If no passage is found, a response that informs the user that no answer was found is sent. To test context QA, we compared the system with a non-context aware based system, which was essentially just the unified QA model we used with a document ranker but no context control. We examined the answers to questions to show that the context-based system did indeed work, and also carried out an in-house survey among 10 people with no prior experience with context QA. Answers for questions that were evaluated were given scores ranging from 0 to 1.2 as seen in the table at the top. Answers with a score of 0.5 were correct answers, but not in the context the question was asked. And answers with 1 and 1.2 were correct within the context and differed only by grammatical appearance. Results showed that answers for context QA did change depending on the time in the film the question was asked, as we can see in the bottom table. The bottom question in the table here shows a non-context dependent question, as Grimm's location never changes in the story, and so we see that both systems give essentially the same answer. When we evaluated the two systems with users, we found that context QA was preferred 38% of the time over the other system for questions asked. And 21% of the time, users thought that both systems answered fine. And 16% of the time, users found that both answers were not acceptable, which means that there is still some room for improvement in both question-answer systems. In the pie chart to the right, we see that most users like to ask what and why questions the most often, and we're least interested in questions starting with when. Overall, 90% of participants reported enjoying this new form of media. To sum everything up, this work showed that a context-based approach to question-answer systems really could enhance the interactive possibilities of films and other media. Users were open to the concept and often even enthusiastic. Thank you for watching.